Welcome to Porto, Portugal, and I found myself to the Salviento railway station, which is a landmark in and by itself. But I want to give you a visit to one of the more colorful and popular districts of Porto, and it's called Ribeira. I believe it's correct. I believe that's pronunciation. It's a little bit difficult for me. It's spelled R-I-B-E-R-I-A, and one would think it's Ribeira, but in fact it's Ribeira, and the B is pronounced like a V, I believe. So nonetheless, this is the view that you will see stepping out into the streets of Porto, Portugal. And this happens to be a Sunday morning, so perhaps it's a little bit of a different scene than if you were to step onto these same streets on a busy weekday. But the area that I'm taking you to, the district, is just over yonder, and I wanted to give you the full experience as if you were here yourself. And look at the buildings here. Is that something in and by itself? Look at the narrow building there. And go down. Ribeira. I have to remember that, Ribeira. And there's another building just across from it. So I'm going to take you for a tour down along the waterfront, and in doing so we'll go past actually go under the famous bridge that you'll see in most of the pictures that you look at when you look at pictures of Porto, Portugal. And this city has become actually quite popular and is actually rivaling Lisbon as one of the top spots. I believe it's the second largest city in Portugal. Second largest city that you can visit. And everywhere I go around Portugal and I ask about Porto, they always say the people here are friendlier. And you know, having spent several days in Lisbon and now several days, or a few days at least, in this city, I can't say that there's necessarily a discernible difference between the two. And people all throughout Portugal that I've experienced have been very, very friendly. So let's go see Ribeira district here in Porto. Just up the way I come across one of the top attractions here in Porto, the Porto Cathedral. And as I do so, I can hear the sound of a trumpet playing here on the beautiful Sunday morning. Beautiful autumn Sunday morning. And look no further, and there is the source right there. I'll turn around and show you the statue as you come up. Looks like Mara Perez, I think is the name. What a wonderful city Porto is. There's a view of the rooftops as I walk along the cathedral here. Look at that. I'll save the cathedral for another video. I'm sure it warrants a video all in and by itself. nonetheless, I can give you a nice look of the outside as I walk along. Here's your there you have it, folks. From Portugal. All right. Continue on the tour. Somebody told me it's the R. You have to roll the tongue with the R, like the Ribeira or something like that. I'm sure there's somebody out there laughing at the at my pronunciation of that name. I'll do an about face here, as they say in the military, and give you a view of the front of the cathedral. All right. So on with the tour. What a wonderful morning. This is a landmark in and by itself. A medieval tower that was discovered in the 1940s. It was completely reconstructed in a different location. On the northern wall there is a recently built balcony in Gothic style. So on the northern wall, they're saying that there is a balcony built. I just don't know which is the northern wall. Let's see. There you have it. There's your balcony. Something like Romeo, Romeo, where art thou? Look at that. Okay. Locals telling probably selling I think she's talking about her date last night. Yeah, she's telling these guys about her date last night. She says, I will never go on Tinder again. Never. She says, I am done. I am done with Tinder. I'm going to try Match.com. And I think that other guy's telling her, why don't you try eHarmony? Try eHarmony. All right. On with the tour and try to stop my attempt at being funny. I imagine you probably have a nice view just down where these people are standing. They're probably taking a guided tour of the city of Porto. Yeah. Here's the view. Look at that. Okay. Let's go see if we can't find Ribeira. All right. And then we're way closer to the river, and you can see there is no shortage of color here, from the green growing on the red tiled rooftops to the blue tiled walls of the buildings. And then pan around, and you've got the laundry. You know, the different colored laundry hanging out to dry here on a Sunday morning. All right, walking along, I see Santa Claus hanging on for dear life off of one of the balconies. And I am trying to find my way down to the waterfront. It had been my intention to start the video. Well, it had been my intention to introduce Ribeira from the waterfront, but in fact, I think I'm actually there. You see, there's all types of little alleyways with people making their way down, little doorways, and then up here you have a woman doing her laundry all the while, you know, beating out the rugs and what have you from the window. But I'm just gonna ad lib. Just gonna ad lib as I walk along, and hopefully I'll capture a good portion of this district here in Portugal. You got a shopkeeper hanging up his Christmas decorations. It's probably the honeydew list. He's probably doing the honeydew list. There's a beautiful building here. Look at this. No shortage of plants hanging out on the balconies. This is in fact a tour that I saw just up ahead. If I had a little bit more time, I would probably join the tour. Alright. So just meandering my way through the streets of Porto on a Sunday morning. Does it really get much better than this? I mean, can walk and talks get much better? It looks like a couple of locals here. No shortage of laundry. Found my way down to street level, and I'm using Google Maps to direct me to the river because I'm not quite sure which way to go. Whereas Edit Gurge would say which way, something along those lines. So I think I'm going to try to cross just over here and find my way down this path here. Hopefully this will take me down to the river. Isn't there a song, Take Me to the River? I think so. And there is the river. Right there.
Yesterday he found out a bag with Samsung.
What are they doing here? These people are sticking their head in the door for something. I don't know.
Did you forget something?
Remember that?
Yeah. Oh.
Some type of a bar. All types of little places that you can stick your head in and grab a bite to eat. And there's a nice picture right there to share with you. Like a father comforting his little boy. Okay. A tender moment on Tom TV. All right, so here we are, as the saying goes, down to the waterfront. Look at this. I believe this is Ribeira Square. I could be mistaken, but I think it is. And here is the Ponte de Praca da Ribeira. like it's built out of Legos or something like that. All right. Wonderful. As I've said time and time again, like you're here yourself, walking the streets. Hello. No, thank you. People wanting you to come in and grab a bite to eat. And just off in the distance is the famous bridge that you'll see. Gentleman selling his watches. Got to be careful with the pickpockets in Portugal. I've been told. You have a watch, it might end up being sold. All right. So here is, I believe, the Ribeira district. Look at this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down a ways on the waterfront and then just do a walk and talk all along the waterfront here. This seems like it'd be as good as of any spot to start my walk along the water. I walked down to the other end of what I believe is the Ribeira district and saw that tram there. So I'm just going to do a walk and talk along the riverfront here on this side of the river at least, and bring you along with me as I do so. And thus begins our walk along the river here, and you can see the boats out and about taking people on tours of Porto. I was looking earlier, and you can actually take a tour for about 15 euros for 15 minutes, and then they have an all-day tour. I'm not quite sure where that would go, but you can take an all-day tour as well. So you can see the folks out there on a nice Sunday morning. That's probably a little taxi coming in right there. I assume that's a little shuttle or taxi, I would think, that takes people back and forth from one side of the river to another. So we'll just, I would imagine during the summertime, it's hard to get a table at one of these restaurants here. I'm sure they serve up some really, really good food. This looks like they have some furnaces here to keep you warm while you're eating. And just up ahead, it's a little bit busier. Somewhere along the line, I have to find myself a bite to eat. Off in the distance, you see the bridge. Some association, I believe, with the the bridge and the Eiffel Tower. See a tram going over the bridge right now. Here's your bridge. Perhaps I'll do a video of the bridge itself before I leave Porto on Tuesday. Give you a view of the other side of the river. There's the other side. And I actually see carriages going. What have you call those? You can see them. See those lifts. All right. So on with the show. No sooner do I talk about the cruises than I see the sign here. So for 50 minutes it's 15 euros, and for 24 euros it's I think all day or something. And you do the six bridges cruise is at least what they're offering. So here we are as we walk along the river here, and I'm gonna focus the camera's attention up at the colorful buildings as you walk along. Europe is just an incredible place. I remember the very first time that I came to Europe. I landed in Schiphol Airport, and it was a very I don't remember if it was raining or not. I don't think it was, but I was on a destination to go up to a place called Makkum, M-A-K-K-U-M, I believe, and I was going to be staying with a Dutch farmer in Makkum, and I think the address was Marswal 3 or something, M-A-R-S-W-A-L. You can Google that. But Auke van Dijk and his wife Tejetske An, I had met them in Cancun, Mexico, and he invited me to his farm in Holland, and thus began the adventures of Tom and Europe. So look at the buildings here. Really nice. Here comes a little guy. Quite a few people out running on a Sunday morning. Folks getting ready to take their cruise. Here is looks like a rather important building. Postigo de, from the 18 doors and hatches built in the wall. Yeah, I can't read it from here. This is the only one that's been kept until our day. So this is the door and hatches. You can see. Maybe you can see the placard there on the wall there. It's showing you. I don't know how good I can get the camera work in, but you can always pause. Maybe would move her cell phone. There you have it. I think Skip Smith actually helped build this wall, if I'm not mistaken. I think he did. I think he was telling me that if I go to Porto to give him a shout out from this entrance. I think he actually helped build this wall. Some folks having a nice morning coffee. All right, now I'm back to where I actually entered the wall here. Or entered the district, if you will. There's a view of the buildings from this perspective. There's the bridge. Okay, so we'll continue for just a little bit further, and then wrap up this visit to this beautiful part of Porto, Portugal. See a lady up there in the window. Bless her heart. I think I can zoom in on her. Just watching the people go by. Maybe she'll wave to me. Let's see. No? Okay. So no wave. I think she's waiting for her laundry to dry. Okay, folks. So this is just about gonna wrap up the tour all the way from the train station past the cathedral. Another local just hanging out on a Sunday morning. Having a smoke. I would think this gave you a really good perspective of this city, Porto, Portugal. And I believe they have a market just up ahead. Look at this. We'll see what's for sale here in Porto. Let you ladies do a little souvenir shopping. This table seems to be quite popular here, and they've got their cork. They've got their cork products. You can see. Obrigada is, I think, thank you. Obrigada. I believe it's how you say it. I think I like Kosinam Sapin a little bit better. I like how Kosinam Sapin rolls off the tongue. But obrigada is nice also. This lady's wondering why nobody's coming over to her booth. And interestingly enough, did a video earlier of the train station, and this character right there with the black hat was at the entrance, if you happen to see my video of the train station. Okay, folks, so wherever you may be in the world watching this, hope you enjoyed the visit here to Porto. Look at that. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.